What's up everyone, it's Paul from This Design That. Today I'm going to show you this little lunchbox, which is one of my favourite little hacks that you can use to actually cure your resins quicker. So when I use polyester resin, like this kind of stuff, obviously you can't really work with it indoors at home, purely because it's really toxic and it will just absolutely stink. Your whole entire apartment, wherever you're working, will just absolutely stink. You should work in a really well ventilated area. So what I usually do is I work outside on my balcony. Now the problem is that obviously it's November now and the temperature is getting quite low, and it makes curing resin outside really hard, especially if you don't have kind of some sort of heated container to put it in to get it at a right temperature. So I've been looking for something small that I can just plug in and just hopefully use to cure my resins a bit quicker, because I did have all sorts of problems with my last project where stuff didn't really set properly. So I was doing some research trying to find a way to build a like a curing box, a small curing box, and then I come across one of these lunchbox warmers, and all it is it's just a lid here. You've got a little compartment, and you can see here there's just a little lamp inside of it here, and all it does, it just heats up the bottom, and it does actually get very hot. I was surprised how hot it got, and it worked wonders. It cured my resin. Usually you leave this overnight. I'd probably leave it for a good 24 hours. Outdoors, I'd probably leave it out there for a good few days. This, I was able to demold it within 2 hours. I mean, it's pretty, you can play with it, and it's pretty hard to touch in literally an hour. It's really good. I was surprised how quickly it helped to cure my resin. Now, obviously, kind of the only problem is that it's pretty small. So, I mean, like, I'm working with these kind of molds at the moment, which are they're very small, so I can fit a few in there. This thing does come out, and this doesn't, which is a bit annoying. This divider, I'm probably going to snap this off, so I've just got the whole entire bottom to put my stuff. But you can see kind of like the dimensions here. So what have we got? It's 21 by 14, and it's about 6.5 centimeters in depth. Now what I would probably do is I'd probably build some sort of layering system, so I can maybe stack a few molds in there. But overall, I mean, this cost me 15 quid, and I mean, it's really easy. You just, where do you plug it in? Yep, you take this out, you plug it in there. Haven't actually got a plug socket nearby, but that will turn orange, and it will tell you that the lamp is on. Give it 20 minutes, half an hour, and it will be very hot. It's almost, you can't really hold your hand on there for too long. That's kind of how hot it gets. So obviously it's not waterproof. You couldn't just leave this outside if it starts raining and stuff like that. But it's really good if you know you're going to have kind of a clear sky for maybe an hour or two. You can just whack it in there. I put it outside still because I don't want the fumes, because it can come out of the lid. You can take this off to kind of moderate the heat. I just keep that in there, but it will still smell. I don't leave this indoors, but it's really good because I just put it outdoors. I close the door. I got the cable through the door, and it just cures the resin really quickly. And then once it's cured, it obviously doesn't give off as many fumes, and then I can bring it indoors and I can work with it. So I would highly recommend this if anyone's working with small pieces of resin and they're looking for something to cure their resins much quicker, especially in these cold temperatures. This lunchbox warmer does the job very well. And you even get a little spoon if you do actually want to eat from it, which I would not recommend after you've used it with polyester resin. So I put a link in the description. There's a few ones on Amazon. I think this one was 15. There's another one for about 12 quid So give it a go. That's it. I'll end it there.